business. So if you're excited, make sure that you ping somebody to the room. Cette réunion est diffusée en direct. No problem, my friends. And we are live right now. What's up, Timothée is just entering while we are starting live on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Clubhouse? I hope that you are doing excellent today. I hope that you are ready, because today, guys, we are going to talk about the best online marketing strategy that you have to follow in 2022. Now, guys, let me tell you something. I spent a long time trying to figure out, okay, what's the thing you should follow? What's the one strategy you got to use? There are so many guys, so many gurus telling you, do this, do that. The problem is that, well, there's a lot of things to do. And of BS on the internet as well, and you don't really know where to start. And that's fine. If you don't know where to start, I'm going to talk about the single strategy you have to follow. If you want to find success online. Now, guys, let me tell you something first. I'm going to share my screen on YouTube. If you guys prefer to go on YouTube and see visual things, make sure that you go in the YouTube channel. No problem with that. You can go from Clubhouse to the YouTube or vice versa. My name is Gabriel Julié. For those who don't know me, I'm the founder and CEO of Julihey Media. My goal is to get you as many customers as you can possibly handle for as long as you want to. So, guys, now that the presentations are made, we're going to go and dive deep into the best online marketing strategy in 2022. If you are excited, are you excited about what I'm going to share with you? If so, ping somebody to the room, share the live stream, do whatever you want. But make sure you don't keep that secret for yourself, because we are here to share and here to give some value. So make sure you subscribe to the show, ping somebody to the room, subscribe to the room, become a member. I don't know, but make sure you stay connected to what we're doing. We do this every single Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I share business, marketing tips, sales tips that you guys can use to grow your business today. So if you're excited about that, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. Now, enough promoting introductions. Let's go right into the subject of today's episode. I'm going to talk to you guys about the online marketing basics 101. The things that you gotta know before starting anything, the things that you got to understand, the basic fundamental principles that you got to understand, because I spent way too much time listening, watching some BS on YouTube, courses, whatever the platform was. I spent so much time finding some BS. I was trying to learn things that didn't make sense. And I spent, I think, more than a year in that kind of bubble of not understanding, becoming in analysis paralysis mode, if you know what I mean. Do you guys understand what I mean? That analysis paralysis mode? I mean, when I say that, I mean, like, you know, you got so much information to apply, so many things to do with your course that you don't know where to start, number one. Number two, you're not sure it's going to give you results. Number three, man, there are tons of things to implement, and that's too much, and you're not sure if you can do it. So I'm going to give you the basics of a simple step-by-step process that you can apply in order to see results today. First, what you got to understand, and you got to understand that deeply, and that's going to be the foundation, the basics. That's what we're talking about right now, to your successful online marketing strategy. So listen very carefully to what I'm going to share with you. You got to understand the what and the how. Understanding the what and the how. What the hell does that philosophical shit mean, Gabriel? I'm going to share that with you right now. Understanding the what. The what is what you are selling. What should you sell? That doesn't mean like, okay, man, like, congratulations, I'm already a business owner and I know what to sell. Thanks, bro. Like, that doesn't help me out. Listen to what I'm saying. Doesn't mean that you got to understand when you're starting a business. That just means that you got to understand what people want. That's not the same thing, because you may be selling cars, for example, or online marketing services, but there is a way of delivering that product that people want. And you got to figure out that thing. That's the most important thing, because there is a way to sell people stuff that they're going to feel connected to. And if you don't figure out what they want, the thing is, you will never be able to sell them something, because you can never sell something to people that they don't want. Never. You think like you're doing some magical stuff, it's all about like twisting their mind or something. No, we are just getting desires that they are already having and destroying false beliefs and barriers, mental barriers that they've got. They already wanted to buy it deep inside. It was just so deep that they weren't able to buy. But the thing is, it's there. We're not creating a need that's not there. So what you got to understand is the what. What do they want? You have different ways to do that. One of the ways I like to do is basically go on Amazon. And let's say I'm into what is in my bedroom right now that I can check it out. Books, personal development books. Let's say you're into a specific personal development books, like for example, developing habits. Okay. What you can do is that you go on Amazon, for example, and you look for reviews. Don't look for 1 or 5-star reviews, because 5-star are just basically people that are already like, yeah, everything is awesome. And 1-stars are usually people that are already like always pissed off at something. So don't check out those. Check out the like 2, 3, 4 stars, because those guys are like, yeah, it was great, but I hope that it gave me the answer to this thing. Yeah, but it like that. Like this product needs to have this. I appreciate that, but and it can be different things. For example, maybe it's better shipping, better services, or it can simply be, okay, I would like to talk about that aspects, for example, and you can gather information that way. Look at reviews. That's a great way to do that. I like Amazon, but you can also do that on Google. And the thing is, whenever you're able to get those reviews and see, okay, what people really want, you simply have to deliver them. That's extremely simple. And oftentimes, let me tell you something, guys. People always want it to make more complicated because they think it has to be complicated to work, but it's not. You just have to figure out the what they want to be sold. And then the how that I talked about previously is how you're going to sell it to, which means that now you got your perfect offer, which is great. You know they want it. You know that people want this thing, but now you got to figure out, okay, how do I convince them? Break all those false barriers that they've got in their heads so they can take action and buy. And that's another thing that you got to understand. And that's something that you got to refine, tweak. Having that sales presentation, whether it's a script that you're having on the phone, whether you're doing a webinar presentation, or whether you're doing video sales letter, Facebook ads, whatever is the method that you're using, your presentation method, your way to sell, you got to figure out the message that hits with people and make them, okay, let me take a look at it. Oh, that's exactly what I've been looking for. Let's go and buy it. That's exactly the thing that you got to do. So figure out the what you're going to offer, and then figure out the how, the message you're going to use in order to sell it. Then what you got to do when you have that offer, that what and then how, you got to focus on this one and build it up until you're able to go into another one. When I see a lot of people are doing, a lot of mistakes people are doing is like, they create something, and directly whenever it's kind of working, they go into the other thing. Like, oh, okay, I built up this product line. I'm going to go build another one and another one and another one. And I forgive you, because I'm also a creative person. I'm an entrepreneur like most of you guys. And I understand the urge of always creating something, having 20 ideas at the same time and wondering, where is the time in my day to being able to execute all of them? I'm with you. I understand. I'm the exact same. The thing is, if you want those ideas to actually make a difference, you got to be able to focus on that one, crank it up, squeeze all the juice in that orange. And from there, you can then add another thing. But people try to move up to the next thing or to move aside. Sometimes it's even moving down to the next thing way too quick. So you got to build up that one thing that you figure out. That's what you're going to sell, and that's how you're going to sell it. Build it up, make it perfect. Like, make it perfect. And from there, whenever you figure out the system that's working and you know, okay, I'm going to say those things and I know that it's going to convert. Like, it's a no-brainer. You know your stats, and it's like basic math. Like, okay, 1,000 people are on my presentation, I'm going to convert 20%. I know, because I've worked that presentation that much. That's how confident you should be about your results. That's how confident you should be about your results. So make sure you build up that thing until you get to that point. First thing that you got to understand is that you got to always be improving your presentation. I talked about that in the how to sell it. That's really important, because whenever you are figuring out your sales message. You got your what. You know, okay, I'm going to sell that product. I'm going to sell that angle because that's what people wanted. I made my research. Now you got to understand how you're going to sell it. And the thing is, when you're going to try it out first, sorry to break it to you, but it's 99% of the time it's going to be way worse than you even thought it would be. It's going to be bad, so bad. But hey, listen, if you want to be great, every great person that has an incredible like capability, skills, and competence at something, they sucked at the beginning. Each and every one of them. Nobody is gifted. And if they are, they got to manifest that gift. It doesn't like shows up from the sky like that. You got to work. You got to improve. You got to build up that competence, that frequency until you are able to manifest those things that you were gifted for. It never falls in your hand, already cooked. Sorry to break it to you, but that's the way it is. Do you guys follow me on that? That's great. Now, going back to the presentation and always being improving it, you're going to suck at your sales message first, but you got to understand, okay, what you got to do is you go and you see your presentation, you do it, you run it one time, and you see, okay, what are questions people are having? What do they not understand? What was I not clear on? And you go back and you tweak your sales message a bit. And each time you do that, you see, okay, what was not working? I'm going to improve it. Oh, that thing worked really well. I'm going to keep that. But that thing here, not so good. I'm going to work on this thing. And bit by bit, step by step, you're going to be able to improve and have a perfect sales message. But you got to always be improving on it, especially when you're trying to figure it out. Because whenever you know, like you're having your percentage dialed in, you know exactly, okay, I ran that presentation for a year now. I know exactly how it works and how many people I'm going to close. It's consistent. Now you know what you're doing. But at the beginning, you got to always be improving and tweaking that presentation. All right? If you guys like what I just shared with you, ping somebody to the room, share the live stream, and I'm going to go to the next section of today's episode, going to frequently asked questions. People I see asking tons of questions all the time. Gabriel, how do you do this? What is the best way to do that? No problem, my brother, my sister. I'm going to give you the answer to that. Question number one. What marketing vehicle should I use to grow my business? Depends on the business that you got, but you got multiple options at your arsenal. You can use webinars, you can use video presentations, you can use cold calling. It depends on the business that you got. But the thing is, you got to pick one, figure out what you're offering, and then you got to figure out the best way to sell it, the how. Maybe it's via cold call, maybe it's via webinar presentations. Test out different ways and see what is already working. I would also advise you to check out what the leaders in your market are doing. And if you see a current pattern that is already being operated, I pretty much guarantee you that this is because it's already working. If you see everybody is making webinars, courses, or something like that, maybe there is something there. If all the guys are making the much money out doing that method, there is maybe something that's working. So reverse engineer that and use it into your sales message. Question number two. Do I have to be a tech savvy for online marketing? And that's one of the things that I try to explain to people, but it's always difficult to understand that. But whenever you do understand what I'm going to share with you, it's going to revolutionize the way you see business forever. Online marketing is just the platforms, especially Instagram, YouTube, blogging, advertising, Facebook, Google, like whatever is the platform that you are using, it's a platform. It's not marketing, it's a platform. Meaning that you're doing the same thing that you would be doing if you were doing newspaper ads, direct response marketing in the 90s. You would be doing the same thing here, but you're just using a different vehicle. You're just using Instagram instead of a sheet of paper. You're using YouTube instead of TV. Podcast instead of radio, but the marketing message is exactly the same. So you don't have to be tech savvy. You just have to understand the basic principles of, okay, how do I push that button and do that thing? That's it. But then the process is the same on each platform. Marketing never changes. because people always have similar behaviors. You just got to figure out, okay, how can I take the things that people were using already and that were working and put it on another platforms? That's a simple thing to do. And when you're able to do that, you're able to take whatever is the changes. Let's say like in 10 years from now, a new social media platforms comes out. Well, you'll just be able to like, okay, I'm going to take my whole sales message that works on that platform and apply it into a new platform, but it's going to work the same way. Exactly the same way. Question number 3. How do you outgrow your competition with online marketing? How do you do that? There is a quick tactic that I learned from a guy. I don't remember the guy exactly, but he said something really interesting. He said, hey, Gabriel, if you want to destroy your competition, you got to sell what they are selling for free. And that hit me because, you know, that's one of the phrases that you're hearing like, what the heck is that knowledge drop bomb? What does that mean? Well, one of the things that I see a lot of people are doing is competing product to product. They're like, okay, I've got that offer, but X, Y, and Z also have the same product as me, so I got to compete on price. And that's a huge problem because you got to cut into your own margins. You cannot differentiate yourselves, and that's pretty bad. But if you're able, let's say, to create an offer, which means, okay, now my product that I was selling is part from the offer. It's not just one thing I'm selling all that package. That's way better. Now, all of a sudden, you can sell that thing for free. And now people, whenever they're looking at comparing you from the competitors, the thing that they are selling and that you were battling before to, you know, get the right price or to get somebody to buy from you, now they're like, man, this guy offers it for free. I'm going to buy from him. You know, that's a great way, a great angle I like to use, and a great tip that you guys can use in order to dominate the competition. Do you guys like what I just shared with you? If so, ping somebody to the room, share the live stream because we are not done. We're getting right into the next section. And the next section is, excuse me, sorry for my French, the 3 biggest online marketing mistakes. 3 that I see people doing all the time, and I don't want you to do. I don't want you to do those. I want you to save some time and save some money. So let's go right into it because, guys, I spent more than I think 5 years now. Yeah, I seem like to be young, which I am. I'm only 21, but I started really young at learning marketing. And as I told you previously, I struggled all this time to figure out what should I focus on and what's the BS. Because I was like born into that internet age with like tons of things to understand. Yeah, tons of things to learn and discover. That's exciting at first, but when you realize that there is too much to implement and that you have only such a finite amount of time, all of a sudden you see that, hey, I gotta focus on what matters. I gotta focus on what works. But what works with all those things? And what doesn't work, especially. So I'm going to show you the mistakes that you gotta avoid in order to save some time and money. Mistake number 1, it's pretty self-explanatory, but you're not doing marketing. Yes, that's pretty self-explanatory because whenever you're not promoting your business, whenever you're not going out there, getting some attention, well, I always like to have that image. If I see a tree in the wild and I see that tree is not growing, it's dead. And it's exactly the same thing. If your business is not growing, if you're not bringing customers, eyeballs to that business, watering it, giving it some nutrients, it's going to die. So make sure that you do marketing. That's the first mistake that I see people are not doing. Second mistake I see a lot of people are doing is that they don't think it's going to work for their businesses. And that's, I think, common into the knowledge industry whenever you have people like, yeah, I understand, Gabriel, it works for X and Y businesses, but I'm Z type of businesses. It's not going to work for me. Well, I already addressed that in the precedent episode, but I'm going to still say the same thing, guys. Quit looking for ways it's not going to work for you and start looking for ways it can. Shift that mindset because it's the thing that's preventing you to actually go further. Whenever I was that's one thing I realized whenever I was working out. I'm really big into working out. I don't know if you guys are big into sports and things like that, but whenever I started to work out and getting some gains, at some point I reached some plateaus. I reached some mental blocks because I thought, yeah, this exercise I'm doing, it's not going to work. Or yeah, I understand that I got to put some nutrition in. I got to be aware of what I eat, but I don't really need that. I already saw results. And whenever I was like, maybe you're just dumb, Gabriel. Maybe you just should try a bit, try for a month to implement some great nutrition with the training you're doing. And let's test it out. Well, all of a sudden, strangely, I saw some dramatical, incredible results all of a sudden by magic, because I started to realize that maybe they say it works. Maybe I'm going to try to see if it really does. So you got to try this out. If processes are working and people are telling you it's working, you got to prove that it's working. Find ways to implement it. Find ways. Always be looking for the positive outlet instead of a negative one. And third mistakes that they often do, those people that make mistakes with online marketing. They don't know how to bring traffic. And that's one of the biggest problem that I see with the online marketing community. They don't know what's the best way to bring traffic. What is the only single way I need to be using? Well, I can be a jerk right now and tell you, yeah, that's this thing. But to be honest, there is no single best way to run traffic, because it's always changing. Traffic is one of those things that you got to see, okay, monitor 24/7 to see what is working at the moment, what is the thing that you should bring, what is the thing that you should cut, always. But the thing is, what I would recommend you to do, if you are trying to look for the best way for you to run traffic, I would advise you to download this Chrome extension on this website. It's called similarweb.com. Similarweb.com. Similar, like the same web, similar web. Yeah, I think that's similar web. So you download this Chrome extension, and what it's going to do whenever you go into your competitor's website is it's going to bring you the sources of traffic that they've got. And man, this is some kind of like, I love the fact that we have tools like that. Don't you guys love to have that? Because if you didn't understood how important it is, because let's say you're running a shoe company and you're like, okay, man, I don't know where to start and I don't know where those guys at Nike bring some traffic for their shoes. So I'm going to check out, okay, Nike, what do they put? What traffic sources they've got? And you see, oh, 30% of their traffic come from ads. Then you know that the sales message, the how, in that situation, Facebook ads is working very well. And you don't have to test out different ways. You know that running traffic from those pages works very well. Another situation that it can be really useful is, for example, if they are buying some ads on certain websites. Now you know exactly which websites are buying the ads at. Let's say you see like, okay, like 20% of that traffic is coming from this website exactly. Hey guys, they don't give a damn if you buy, like, the guys that are hosting their websites. Give them money and they will run your ads on their website as well. They don't give a damn. They just want your money. So you can buy ads on their websites, see ads that are already working, and then you're golden. You're going to have a surefire way to run traffic. And those are only like, those are like a few little ways that you can use. But if you like, that's one of the ways you can figure out, okay, what's the best way for you to run traffic. There are tons of other ways to do that, but that's one of the ways that we recommend you guys to do. So download similarweb.com, go on similarweb.com and add it to your Chrome extensions. That's free. That's free. You don't have to go for the paid version. You can if you want to have more details, insights, but you can use that in order to figure out, okay, what's the traffic source that I'm going to use. And then you're able to just duplicate that and yeah, get that process that's already working for them, working for you. Now, bonus tip that I got for you. If you're excited, guys, share this video with somebody, because I'm not done. I got some bonus tip for you that you gotta see. Bonus tip is not having a promotion as a KPI. That's key. That's key. Like, I see people having sales, revenue, and all those things are like critical for the growth of any business. But promotion is like out of the conversation for some reasons. But promotion is that thing that brings sales, revenue, and all those things like that. So you gotta have promotions as a KPI, a key performance indicator. That should be one of your daily tasks. How can I promote my business today? What is the thing that I can do today in order to promote more than yesterday? What is that thing that I'm not using that I'm not leveraging that can help me to promote my business and get some new customers today. Do you guys follow me? Do you guys understand what I mean? Well, if so, make sure you share the stream with somebody and ping somebody into the room, because we are not done. Now I'm going to go into the meat of today's episode, because I share with you some concepts. Now we are going to wrap it up into a step-by-step process that you can use right now and start implementing in order to build the perfect sales message for your business, and to know exactly, if you follow this process, like step by step, guys, to be honest, like you don't need to follow any other guidelines for promoting your business online from now on. If I can give you that, would you stay 1 or 2 minutes more to figure out what it is? Well, if so, guys, again, share the stream, ping somebody to the room, because guys, it's going to be the meat of today's episode. I'm going to share my screen with the guys on YouTube so they can see the goal that I'm going to share. Guys, how to start marketing your business online today. There is so much BS, so much things that people want you to think is the right way to do stuff. But I'm going to share with you the guidelines that, like, whatever is the type of business that you got, or whatever it is that you are doing, and whatever is the stage that you are at with your business, you can go and like, okay, I'm going to do that online marketing thing and have a step-by-step process, exactly guidelines of steps that you got to follow in order to find success. Stay tuned in order to get those. Now, step number 1, you got to figure out what you are selling. As I told in the beginning of the live stream, you got to understand what is it that you are selling. And I don't mean like, yeah, Gabriel, congratulations, like I sell already that thing. Like, hey, that doesn't help me. I understand that. The thing is that you got to figure out what it is that people are looking for. So figure out, go make your research. What are people looking for? Like in your product and services, they are looking for specific stuff. So look at reviews, look at comments of people saying, yeah, I like this idea, but you know, the problem is that it likes this. Like, I would like to have better services. I like to have better supports. I would like to have this instead of that. You know, look at those things, look at those comments and those ways that people are lacking, your competitors are lacking, and bring those things to the table so you can know exactly what is working already. Then step number 2, discover how to sell it. Discover how to sell it, meaning you got to work on the sales message. You got to sell, like, you know what it is exactly that you're going to sell. Okay, great. Now you got to understand, okay, what message make people click and take action? What is that one thing I got to say to them? What emotions, pain points, what do they want? What are they running away from? What is the pain they're trying to avoid? What is the ultimate goal that they have? And what are the concerns they've got about the vehicles, the internal objections they've got, the external objections they've got, all those things. You got to figure them out and tweak that presentation until it's perfect and you know exactly how much you're going to close. Your goal is to get like so good with your presentations. By the way, I advise scripted presentations, because like that, you know exactly, okay, this part of the script, I need to change it. And you have to run the presentation and know it so much that you see, okay, at this time of my life, whenever I'm going to do my offer, I know that I've got a 20% conversion rate and I'm going to have those 20%. You got to be so sure that it's just about looking at the numbers and be like, okay, I'm going to close 100 people today. I'm going to close X amount of people today. That's how good you got to be. Step number 3, whenever you're able to, okay, I figured out my presentations. Now I know I've got a presentation that's working and it's working really well. And I'm always giving myself a raise because it's working more and more. So I can bring more traffic, I can afford more traffic and bring more people into my working presentation. That's already proven to work. Now, maybe you can add, change, do minor changes, but like keep it as it is. From there, what you're going to do is that you're going to add ways to acquire, retain, or send your customers. So meaning now, okay, I've got my presentation that's working, that's converting. Now what I'm going to do is add other steps in my funnel, meaning that if you got the presentation working, you can add front-end elements to get more leads. For example, let's say you've got a webinar that's working really well and that's giving you some great results. You figured out the presentation and now you know, well, it's working great. Cool. Now, maybe you can add other things that leads to that webinar. Maybe you can add front-end lead generations, lead magnets in order to get leads to promote your webinar. We can add also, I don't know, maybe a little video course, 97 course. Hey, by the way, I'm running a webinar. Give them after that your webinar presentation. And after the webinar, you can also add some back-end elements to maybe get some huge money-making activities, because, hey, now you know people that converted on your webinar, hey, maybe you can upsell them on something that's even better, that you can help them out even better at, and that you can make more money with. So find ways to acquire, retain, or ascend. And retaining would be some kind of a subscription-based service. Let's say support, weekly coaching, something like that. But you're going to add those ways to acquire. Acquire would be like front-end lead generations offers in order to generate new clients. Retaining would be like subscriptions, things that you can have like them charging on a retainer, so you can generate more money from that same customer. And ascend is to get them to the next step and upsell them. Now, in this step number 3, it's all about making more money with the same customer that you're acquiring with the sales message that you figured out before. Do you guys follow me? Do you guys understand what I mean? Okay, if so, make sure you subscribe and you share this video with somebody, because guys, I'm going to share bombs like that every single week. So make sure that you stay tuned and that you listen to what I'm going to share with you next, because this isn't the last step. There is one last step after this. Whenever you're built up your sales funnel, upsells, downsales, ways to retain your customers, front-end offers, there is a last step. Now, you can go and you can try to figure out how to advertise to cold traffic. And maybe some of you guys will realize, man, that only came like at the last step. Wow, exactly. Because one of the things I was like, whenever I started online marketing was, for me, I was like, yeah, no problem. You can advertise to cold traffic. Well, hold on, Gabriel. Hold on, young marketer. Marketing to cold traffic isn't as easy, especially when you are starting out with online marketing. Or even if you are trying to figure out online marketing game. If you don't have a sales message that's working with an offer that's working at the beginning, if you don't have an offer that's working, sales message that's working, plus a way to acquire new customers, retain them, and maximize your amount of money that you are doing, you're going to waste your money into trying to advertise to cold traffic. Advertise, talk to cold traffic, I'm telling you, because cold traffic is extremely hard to convert and to make profitable. So if you're at the beginning trying to dive deep into that, if you don't have a sales message that's working, you're going to have some bad results from the get-go. So first, focus on warmer traffic, harder traffic. Make sure that you understand what it is that you're selling, what do people want, deliver it to them by figuring out what sales message works. Second step is that you run that presentation again and again and again, and you make it work. You make it work. You're so good at it that you know exactly, okay, 100 people are watching my webinar. I'm going to close 20% of them. I'm going to close 10%. And I know exactly how much profit I'm going to make. Whenever you are at that step, you are ready to go into the next one, which is step number 3 that we talked about, which is find ways, or at least other ways, to ascend, retain, acquire a customer, meaning that you're going to get more money from the same customers around the presentation that's already working. And from there, whenever you have all those systems built up, now you can go advertise to cold traffic, and you can basically go, because now you know you got a sales machine that's working. Now the system, the machine is working, well-oiled. You can send it to whatever task you got because it's working. By the way, guys, check out the Commandos weekly action plan. That's a framework that's going to go dive deep into exactly what I just talked about. It's totally free. You can go at gabrieljulié.com/action plan, and it's going to give you exactly the step-by-step process on how to apply this process that I just talked about to you guys right now for your business. Check out this link, gabrieljulié.com/action plan. If you guys like what I just shared with you, man, we're not finished. By the way, if you guys are on Clubhouse have some questions, please raise your hands. I'm going to do a quick recap of what we just talked about. And if you have some questions, Raise your hands on the clubhouse room. Raise your hands. You just got to go. I don't know how you like. I think it's in the bottom right. Yes. Trying to figure out which way it is. Bottom right of the screen, you can raise your hand if you have any questions, anything you want to ask. Marketing wise, I'm here and I'm no problem. I can respond to your questions. Just going to drink a bit of water to stay hydrated because we got to still talk about a few things. To close what we just talked about today. Number one thing that we got to understand and take out from today's episode. Takeaway number one, figure out the what and the how. That's the basis of your sales message. If your business is not working online, it's because you didn't either figure out the what it is that people want. Because if you are trying to sell, even if you are great at selling, if you are selling something that people don't want, you're going to have a hard time. And if you don't have a great sales message, well, even if that's something people want, they're not going to buy it. So you got to figure out the what and the how. Second thing, if you are not promoting enough, you are irrelevant. If you are not promoting every day, every single day, you are dying, my friend. Your business is dying. And you don't notice it because it doesn't happen overnight. But I guarantee you that you are dying. You should be finding ways daily. How can I promote more myself than yesterday? How can I give myself a raise by promoting my business today? What leverages can I use every single day? Number three, focus on one offer, on one what before starting a new one. And I see a lot of people making mistakes. They are trying to figure out the sales message and they didn't really even figure out their presentations. And all of a sudden they go to another thing. No, you're just right into the beginning of the process. Figure out your what, your how, and from there, whenever you figure out these things, as I talk to you guys, make sure that you go and that you ascend, retain, acquire more customers, and then you can advertise to cold traffic. And whenever you get the machine working, man, you can just put it on automation. And now it's working. The process is proven to work. You simply have to keep it running, tweak it a bit to see, oh, this thing may work better. And then, only then, you can go and add another thing. Focus on that one thing first. Nice. Make sure that you check out the Commandos weekly action plan. If you didn't check out the link, make sure that you click on the link on Clubhouse or on YouTube. I think it's in the description. If not, go to gabrieljulié.com/action plan to get your weekly action plan. And Timothy, my friend, seems to have a question. So I'm just going to put on my earbuds so we can hear our good friend Timothy. I'm going to put out the sound and stop sharing the screen. Hey, Timothy, what's up? Do you have a question, my friend?
Hey, Gabriel, it was awesome, and I loved when you shared about the, I think I made a mistake. It was something like profession equals paralysis, and just go and do it, go market yourself every day. That's the first thing that was awesome to me. My question is about the presentation. You said I have to find for my clients what exactly they want. For instance, I have hotels owners and which are not marketing at all, and I want to hit them with this in the presentation. Do you have any tips how to make a presentation about how important is marketing for them?
That's a great situation because you're going into something really niche. Thanks a lot for the question, Timothy. So this question is really niche, and that's a great example to take because that's going to show you, okay, how specific you can go with that method. So, okay, figuring out the what. What do those hotel guys want? So now you got to figure out, okay, and that goes with knowing your customers first. So you got to understand, okay, who is my customers? Business owners, hotel owners. Now you got to figure out where do they go? Where do they congregate? Maybe you've got some specific LinkedIn, Facebook groups that are only reserved to like hotel owners and people talking about that. And you should join the conversation and see what they are looking for. What are they exactly looking for? What are the concerns that they're having and seeing, okay, what questions do they have? What do they not understand? What are the concerns they're having? And maybe it's not like as simple as like, I want Facebook ads because nobody wants Facebook ads. They want more customers. But you got to figure out, okay, what is the vehicle I'm going to, you got to sell them what they want and give them what they need. Remember this, sell them what they want by giving them what they need. So let's say they want more customers. You're not going to sell them Facebook ads. You're going to sell them more customers. But what you're going to give them is Facebook ads, because that's going to give them the results that they want, if you follow me on that. So going back to how to figure out the what and the how. Okay, you go into Facebook groups, you go into where those guys are congregating, and ultimately those guys are business owners. Maybe they've got more specific problems, but if you cannot really find like Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups with those discussions happening, well, you can simply see, okay, what do business owners want in general? What do business owners in similar niches want? So you can figure out the what. Then to figure out the how, now you know, okay, they want this, 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 and that. Now you got to find a vehicle. You got to find a vehicle that's going to be able to help you to test out your presentation. So it can depend on whatever you want. And I would advise you to try different ones at first. If you see somebody that's already been doing something similar to you, see, okay, what vehicles are they using? Are they using webinars, cold calling, whatever it is that they are using? And then you should tweak your presentation, test it out, see how you can improve it. And whenever you got that sales message dialed in, it's just about repeating again and again and again the presentation until you've hit enough people so you can see the results. Does that answer your question, brother?
Yes, this love. So finding the ways track vehicle.
No problem, man. No problem. I appreciate the question. And that was a great question, actually, because as I talked to you guys about previously, I see a lot of people like, yeah, that doesn't apply to my business. Like, guys, our brother Timothée is selling marketing to authors. That's really, really niche. But as you guys can see, I found a way to actually help him out to figure out his what and his how. So it's always going back to what I just told you. Stop saying it doesn't work for you. Start figuring out ways it can work for you. Because if you think out enough, I know it may take a bit of brain power to do that, but if you think a bit more intensely, I guarantee you that you will find ways. And it, like, ultimately, we are all business owners, entrepreneur, marketing, and business commandos. We have to look for solutions. We have to look for the way to do stuff. Because if we just give up on the things that we want to do, well, nothing is going to happen and we're going to fail at the mission. And we don't want that. We want to succeed at whatever we are going after. So figure out ways to do stuff. Don't just put your hands down and be like, oh, it's not going to work. Figure out ways to do that, brothers and sisters. Now, that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope that you liked it. Make sure that you share the stream with somebody. Make sure that you ping somebody to the room and that you put a reminder, because remember, we do this every single Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was Gabriel, your host. I hope that you liked the show, and I see you on the next episode. Have a great day, guys.